Oh.
Is there another group that's still active?
I think that James and yeah, they were resisting until the last second, probably. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So now it's time for restitution. I propose that each group is speaking a maximum of 150 seconds. And I will, who wants to begin? If nobody wants to begin, it will be for Peter. Otherwise, or maybe Mark, the 150 seconds.
Yes, I will be short for this part, but I will want to add what we was saying yesterday. I don't know if everybody hear it, the fact that the docs will be open at least until the end of the week. So if people want to go and complete, it will be possible. I will precise such things and ask for feedback, not now, but if people can send us feedback of this little exercise that I want to say. You're mute, Didier?
Yeah, yes, but maybe also kind of a short summary of your group, you know?
Yes, but I will be short.
Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
But is everybody did come back?
Yes, except the people.
Oh,
who,
sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Okay, sorry. So in the third group, this time we worked almost paragraph by paragraph, and so we had different details on the different paragraph. It was maybe easier because we was only 4 pupils, so all the pupils was working about at the same time on the same paragraph. And maybe I was just point the last part, the fact that we proposed 5.9 last paragraph. We wasn't at all on this text, adding the fact that the idea that as the earth is the cradle of humanity, as we have said. Okay, you know the sentence of Konstantin Tsiolkovsky. We have to not work on the possibility to search somewhere else solutions, but for the while it's not just possibility like that, but not further than that. The idea that we have to protect our own planet as a really precious and lovely things, and then the idea that as we are increasingly in connected world, we have to take more care about the systemic risk. That's the second point that was added pretty simply. So I'm stopping for this part, and I don't know, maybe everybody hear me when I was speaking about the ask for feedback. And
yeah, it's working. Yes.
So I haven't to repeat it.
Thank you. Nell, you wanted to ask to add something, or did I? I thought you were asking. No, sorry. No, sorry. So now I give 2 minutes for Peter, who was in the group concerning energy. Please, Peter.
Yes. Okay. We didn't edit the actual document because. Well, we just didn't, but there are comments that we made, and the chief among them, I think, was that there is a there's a worry that the need to address the energy problem and indeed other environmental problems is much more urgent than this document might lead you to believe. So, and that's because we have a rapidly diminishing carbon budget and our emissions are still rising, and we're skeptical that carbon capture and storage will be ready within the timescale that it would be actually needed. The other thing we noted was that the document is light on citations, and for it to be a credible manifesto for general consumption, it needs to back up whatever assertions it makes by having good references. And also something about the kind of physics and the numbers involved probably should be better illustrated so that people get a better idea of the scales that are being talked about and what's actually practical and what isn't. It needs to be made clearer than the text, which is currently somewhat vague in terms of the numbers involved. There was a bit of discussion about how, in general, the population is not particularly sort of scientifically well educated and numerate, and that is something else that may need to be addressed. But I think I may have run out of time.
Yeah. No, if you want to continue a few seconds, it's okay. It's okay.
No, I've said enough.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Peter. And yes, globally, personally, I agree with what was said during this meeting, and especially the fact that we should have more, let's say, information, more quotes, and so on. This document is only a first document, and it was already a lot of work, but it can be improved a lot for this aspect. And now I give the word to I suppose Florentin, but I suppose also that there were quite interesting discussion in this group. So if some after Florentin, if some other people want to add something, but a maximum of a few seconds, please do it.
As I said to Natasha, I'm not very at ease in English speaking. So if James or Natasha could give feedback, it could be better, I think. Sorry.
We had a spirited discussion. I think the principal concern for me was that the document, while it, as a whole, while it expresses our shared techno enthusiasms, it does not give an answer to the cause of the ecological crisis, the things that are preventing us from achieving ecological sustainability, the kind of political vision, how it connects to the existing political debates about how we move forward. I think Natasha has a more optimistic perspective, and I think between the two of us, we represent the dilemma of transhumanists trying to relate to these kind of questions, is that we don't agree about politics. And because we don't, the only thing that we can throw out is a series of technological enthusiasms. That, I think, is a weakness. It won't allow this document to be taken seriously in ecological circles.
Natasha, probably we want to add something because, but don't forget to unmute yourself.
Thank you. So sorry. I agree with James in part, but on whole, I think that there's a diverse range of political views and ideologies and economic understandings amongst transhumanists because we're a diverse culture across many countries and hold different views. However, the fundamental view is not that we all support technologies, that we all support life. And technology is just a tool. It's not God to me, and it's not the end all to be all. It's a tool to help us live better, healthier lives. and part of that is the environment. So one of the issues we discussed is not making everything anti-this, but look for solutions here. And I think John brought some real strong balance to that discussion. And I think we need to point out, to understand where we stand, we need to take a look at what's working and what's not working. So I put some things in the chat over here where we think of global warming and climate change and et cetera, and the temperature of the oceans and the rise of this and the lowering of that. And the climate has been shifting since its existence. And we don't know who's caused this recent problem, but we do know it's probably industrialization that did. So if we look at what are the 5 largest areas of damaging cancers to the earth, I put them here. You can see 5 going down to 1 being the oil industry. So that needs to be curbed. I'm all for regulations on this. For these 5 areas, I think we need more staunch regulations on how much pollution these particular 5 strongest pollutants in the world, what they're doing, who runs them, who owns them, and to make policies for them to cut the crap, basically. Then I think we also need to take a look at the countries that are doing the best in climate change and pollution. That's Portugal, Finland, et cetera, here, and then the worst, and find out what the differences are. And then take this into a discussion that John put here, that to invest in the scientific study and design of collective intelligence, not to look at politics per se, but look at what is the collective intelligence of our various fields. And then it gets out of the realm of being one combative political view against another combative political view, but intellectuals who are contributing information so that we can assess this without you know, our religious or political views.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. I think that this is the end of this Viridian conference, but it is not the end of the, let's say, improvement of the document that was shown. Normally in only a few days or maximum 1 or 2 weeks, this conference will be online, at least the interventions of the speakers. Also, before stopping, I want to thank again the people who were making this possible. So David, Mark, but also Marion and Virginie, who were making it possible for technical aspects and for, let's say, also some political aspects. And if nobody has something to add, so thank you again, goodbye, and do not, you are once again invited to make some more comments in all documents. So I stop here the